Evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome back for another Sunday night with John and John.
Sunday Night Live?
Sunday Night Live?
Oh, that's the other show, sorry.
We're from Bequest,
Yes.
and we're here to do another hour of power with our intuitive guidance Q&A.
Yeah, indeed. So, where do we start?
Where do we start? How's your week been?
Oh, how much time we got?
We've had a pretty good week this week.
Epic week.
Epic week.
Yes,
Indeed.
yes. Our second week in our new apartment
Yep.
in Melbourne.
Very much feels like home now, John.
Melbourne, Australia, yes.
Melbourne, Australia. That's right.
Yes, so we do our usual weekly live Q&A. So we can cover pretty much any topic. What's been our major topic this week has been filters, I suppose.
Filters, yeah.
Filters was one of our tools.
Those fancy things.
Yes. Hello, Heidi. How are you going?
Hey, Heidi.
Yep. So we've been talking about, or we've been dealing with a lot of our own filters this week.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
filters are subconscious programs, fixed words and stuff that we put into our head. So sometimes we can't work out why things keep repeating themselves, or our conscious mind is going in one way, but we keep getting these repeats, and then we listen to our speech, or we listen to our feelings of what they say behind our thoughts.
Yep.
We've got our feelings creating subconscious programs as well.
And emotions.
Mm-hmm. So yes, filters are definite words that we say, or definite feelings that we have. You know, I always do this, or everybody always does that. So these create filters.
I can't do this.
So you
don't feel I can.
Yeah, so we found a few little hidden filters in our feelings, more than our thoughts.
Yes.
So that's been a really good one this week.
Yep.
Which filters are on our YouTube page, so go and check them. Are they on there?
No, we haven't done a filters video yet.
No, sorry.
Shame on you.
Getting ahead of myself there. So
we haven't quite figured that one out ourselves yet.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to put on a short video, that one.
Yeah, we don't know where to start with it. It's quite a big tool actually. So I think
we're going to talk to people to find their filters.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to come on live,
come on, have a chat,
and we'll have a joke around, and we'll find some of your filters.
We'll find some of your filters, and we do it by really just pushing your buttons.
By just having a general chat, telling us what's going on in your life, and we can catch the words, the fixed words, or the beliefs that you have, that if you just change it by changing the sentence a few times, can cause drastic change.
Yeah, and it changes the reality around you, right? You know, you can find one of your filters, crack that open, and then everything changes. Your entire life just shifts in front of you.
Yes. So the other thing we've been doing a bit this week is body shaping, conscious body shaping, which
is
our new course. Yeah,
we're going to go there.
So things like, thicker lips, bigger chest, which is the one I've been working on. The more solid chest and that. We've just started to go to the gym. I've been about 4 times now.
Yes.
And I'm already getting some good pecs in that, because I'm dealing with it more on a conscious level. So the chest or breast in the book, the body is the bond of the soul, represents nurturing other people with what they need. And what do they need? They need you to be you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just me speaking my truth and being myself more and more, which at the gym is quite fun, because I go in there and stir shit up.
He wears jeans.
I wear jeans.
Jeans and
a polo
socks.
shirt. And no
jeans,
shoes.
socks and a polo shirt in a fucking gym.
Oh, it's not very nice when everyone's in their active wear.
I gotta distance myself from this guy when he goes to the gym. I was like, who the fuck's that?
So, but that's I didn't have the clothes, and I'm not going to perform. I'll get them probably eventually, but so these are some of the things that intuitively your body you can reshape your body. You can get thicker lips by expressing your thoughts and your feelings more clearly.
Yep.
You can get better cheekbones, which is what we're both working on, just by living your life and getting cheekbones without implants, just by enjoying your life more. Okay, so
all right.
So anyone out there who wants to have a bit of a chat, we can talk about filters, or if anyone's got any questions about repetitive issues in their life, if they keep
could be medical, body, pains or aches or recurring
aches or pains.
We don't do diagnosis though.
No,
we're not doctors. No. You can see our face.
We're talking about the intuitive side, the energetic side here, not the physical side. Go and see your doctors for that, please.
Yes.
But we'll tell you they're wrong anyway. So no, we won't. CGA, I did not say that.
Abort. It's time to go, John.
So if you've got repetitive problems, even just simple things like bumping your knee, or just keep burning your finger, or somebody recently was burning themselves, or anything like that can be symbolic. It can be a message from the body, a message from the soul. So our soul represents, usually, the more conscious we get anyway. The less conscious we are, the less it can be like this.
All right. We have a first question, John.
Okay.
From Tanya. So I have a really burning scalp, like it's on fire, and hair loss. Thank you, Tanya.
Okay, so Tanya, we'll go, first of all, go to the physical side of things. The burning scalp, if you've got a pH imbalance, which it can be that, look at that. There's millions of people out there that'll tell you all about pH imbalance. So just look at that anyway. But then we want to move on to the symbolic side, the hair loss and stuff like that.
Yep.
So the hair is insulation. It's insulation of the thoughts. The burning, itching scalp is feeling inadequate or unworthy. Generally, skin issues are feeling inadequate or unworthy. So, and you're adding the hair loss to it. Again, my first intuition is you really need to look at, say, the pH balance and the overthinking. They're going to be two major issues there.
Yep.
I would be really checking if you're drinking town water and stuff like that, checking stuff like that. But once we get beyond that, you got to look at the burning scalp is not listening to your own thoughts and not insulating yourself on your thoughts. You're probably picking up not picking up, but you're probably taking on everyone else's thoughts and believing that and not going with your own, and going with your own thoughts from your feeling. But remember, your heart creates thoughts and your gut creates thoughts as well. It's not just the thoughts in your mind. So yes, you've got a strong heart chakra, but you're letting it feels like you're letting other people dominate your beliefs, your thoughts, and you're not insulating yourself enough from that. There could be many different reasons, and particularly with the hair loss, we'd have to delve into this a little bit deeper. It'd be better if we talk to you, because there'll be some other key issues that will tie into it. There'll be some other physiological things that will tie into that, because it sounds very strong in that area. So, and balding is one of overthinking. So I'm guessing you're overthinking, you're buying into everyone else's belief system, and you've got such a strong heart that you're allowing yourself to be a victim of that by not a victim, but you're nailing yourself to the cross, as they call it.
That's right.
You're sacrificing yourself, being a martyr. Yeah. So that will be generally where we're going with that one, but it would take a little bit more to get deeper into that and find out what other conditions there are going with that, to find out the energetic cause anyway.
We like to get questions a little bit more descriptive. For example, Heidi, around getting, will you get your new job, and any thoughts? So maybe if you want to rephrase the question and maybe tell us a little bit about how you feel about that and what it would mean to you to get that job or not get that job, or why you're looking for a job.
So we want to guide you with the intuition. This is intuitive guidance. So we want to work our intuition with your intuition and start the people checking with their own intuition. So one of the tools, the primary tool we go to, if it's light, it's right, or does that feel light? Anything that makes you feel heavy is a lie. It's not enlightened. So when you feel light, and this is how we check with our intuition, it's very hard to do this sometimes with the bigger issues like jobs and stuff like that. This is why we have each other to bounce off and other people to check, because we're not when you're emotionally tied into the result, it's really hard to check. But start with the smaller issues. Does it feel light? Should I do this? Should I do that? Which way should I go?
That's right.
To the shops.
Okay.
Avoid the traffic. So.
I think it's pronounced Chi. If I'm wrong, I apologize. CHE. The question is, I will show you. Could you please see if I'm on track with the changes I've made? My right foot has developed. I can never say this.
Plantar fasciitis.
That's that one. I know
flat foot. So,
and left upper thigh is painful.
So the flat foot,
right foot.
The flat feet is a very common one for overthinkers. Che or however it's pronounced. Sorry. So the flat feet, it's with the stomach meridian and the spleen meridian.
Yep.
They're the earth meridian in Chinese medicine, and the earth meridians, the yin and the yang, which is stomach and the spleen, hold things up. So whenever we get anything dropping, like saggy skin, prolapsed discs, flat feet, anything like that, is always a sign that you're overthinking, that you're thinking too much. You're doing more thinking than action. So, and it's because it's the right foot. It'll be in the physical world, or it'll be to do with a male. So it's either you're overthinking about a male.
I'm hearing the words, I'm always right. I'm always right.
Yeah. So you're either overthinking and trying to work it out too much about a male, or about your physical direction, your material direction. So your work, your physical side of things.
Yeah.
Left side is generally female or spiritual. Right side is generally male and physical material.
Yep.
So because it's the right foot, it's all about your physical direction, or a male who's affecting that, and you're overthinking it. And the only way to stop overthinking is to get into action.
Yeah, do action.
Get out there and walk and stop thinking, but do something fairly active. and what was it? Left upper thigh.
Left upper thigh.
So, and this is your legs generally represent your direction in life. So your left upper thigh is generally, I'm getting it's definitely about a female, and if it's sore and aching, it'll be muscular. So it's about guilt. You've got guilt, and if you're the female, I can't tell by the name if you're male or female.
Yeah, I think she's female.
If you're the female, you probably got guilt about doing your direction, your spiritual direction, your way.
Yeah.
And that causes the aching in the muscles in the upper thigh, because you're mentioning thigh, so I'm guessing it's muscular.
Yeah.
And it's probably directly related to the right foot, which is overthinking and over worrying about your physical direction or the male direction, the male as well. So there's some solar plexus issue here, which is also that builds up anger, which is to do with liver and gallbladder. But it's all tied in with this. So the fire element, yellow foods, and that will help.
Yep.
And this also gets you active more. So active is going to help you with that, to stop your thinking. So if you want to, you can walk, but walk briskly.
Yeah.
You can do something that requires you
not
to
quite
focus.
power walk, but walk.
You don't want to be able to. You don't want to be able to do something where you can still drift off and think while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Activity that makes you focus.
It's not walking daydream.
It can be like art as well. Painting or something that makes you focus and stop thinking about all the other things.
It could be sewing. We've spoken to a few people that do sewing or knitting or drawing or anything that's like that, that keeps the brain active.
But anything, whether you've got the flat feet, whether you've got saggy skin, prolapse discs. I know these ones because I've had them, most of them. My son had the flat feet for a long time. As soon as he got into soccer and stopped overthinking so much, it's called ruminating in Chinese medicine. They call it ruminating, which is overthinking, worrying, all those things, and that drains the earth element out of the stomach.
Okay, cool.
So,
Addie, I think it is Addie May. What does the skin energetically represent? What do rashes represent?
So generally speaking, the skin is feelings of either unworthiness or inadequacy. It can be either one. So you can feel inadequate, you haven't got enough, you're not good enough, or you're not worthy of the stuff that's coming in. So a lot of people in this particular scene will be unworthy because we get messages and we feel strong, we feel connected, we feel powerful, we don't feel worthy of that.
Yeah.
And how can you measure whether you're worthy unless you can know all your lifetimes and know every aspect? And even if you don't believe in past lives, you've got to know everything from birth to death. And you can't know that to decide whether you're worthy. So get rid of that idea. And the rashes, generally speaking, depends where they are. A lot of people get them around the elbows and knees and stuff like that. These are the different parts of the body. The rashes will indicate different chakras and different aspects, but generally the rash is inflammation. So it's irritating, you're getting inflamed. It's generally your own inner being, your intuition, whatever you want to call it. It's getting angry and inflamed that you're fucking buying into this bullshit of not being worthy or not being adequate. We're all children of God. We're all fucking infinite beings.
Yep.
That's it. And that's what makes us worthy, not what we have or haven't done. And what makes us adequate is the fact that we're alive. We've got DNA. What makes the trees and plants adequate?
Yeah.
The fact that they're there.
The trees and plants don't worry about being inadequate.
The big tree doesn't get up. The big tree doesn't get upset or worry and get guilty because he's taken all the sun from the little trees. The little tree might, but that's not his fault. He didn't put the little tree there.
Yeah.
So,
okay, Rachel McDougall. What about my gut issues? Can you maybe give us a little bit more information, darling, about whatever that is? And if we get time, we'll come back to you.
So generally, again, a lot of gut's got to do with worry, and I'm guessing you've got a digestion issue here. So we covered a lot of this last week with not if it's reflux and things like that. These are energetically not willing to digest and take into information and really digest what's going on. So you might have a thought or a belief someone's doing this or not doing that, and you don't want to digest that.
Yeah.
And that will bring up reflux, one of my favorites. No, thank you.
All righty.
Still work on it on occasions. So a little bit more specific on what the issues are, where they are in the body and stuff like that.
I think Amy, with that, what John just described about the stomach probably can help you a little bit more with what's maybe not gone right in your stomach. But again, if you want to give us a little bit more information about, locations, left or right, whereabouts in the stomach, what some of the symptoms are and so forth.
And if anyone wants to come on live on the Zoom, the link's at the top there. You can click on the link, we'll bring you in live and we can have a chat and we can really nail some of these situations really quick. If you get the message from the body, one of the primary books I use, the body is the barometer of the soul. And so it's our soul, it's our soul trying to talk to us through the body, through the conditions to tell us what the issues are. They're not problems, they're answers that we're not listening to. it's trying to get a message through, and we're not listening.
So what about for Michelle Bromley, bad pains in the lower abdomen last night?
Last night, I wouldn't go there with one-off things,
Yeah.
Michelle. If this is more reoccurring or ongoing problems, because it could have been as simple as food. It could be a lot of the abdomen, the lower abdomen especially, is picking up other people's emotions and that.
Yeah.
So that could have been, if you check out our video, Are They My Feels?
Yep.
That's probably a big one for that. But with the body issues, it's generally more the ongoing ones or the repetitive ones that have popped up regularly or a few times. So even things like bumping yourself or car issues, getting the same flat tire every week, it's or bumping the same side of the car can be a signal for us and symbolic.
Okay, Heidi's come back a little bit more about the job front. So, okay, I've been doing my job for the last 9 years and looking for more of a challenge. Wondering if the same role in a specialized field, mental health, will be a better fit for me.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's necessarily the same field, but you could. The mental health is a challenging one. You really need some of the tools like Are They My Feels if you're going to go into that part, because you need a lot of energy. What I would say is outgrow your job.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting not a definite yes
No,
for
I'm
now
not getting
either.
no.
It's sort of a heavy no.
Yeah, so outgrow your job. Be bigger than your job, than your current position allows. This is one thing that a lot of people don't do. They try and change their job and then grow into the new position. Outgrow your other job.
What were you telling Zara about envisioning yourself as being the owner of the company?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So act like you own the whole company and function like you own the whole company.
Yeah.
And other people will see that. It probably won't do nothing for the job where you're in now, but other people will see that and then they'll come and poach you.
Yeah.
And they'll want you to work for them. All you got to do is function from the place that you are the owner, that you do it your way.
Yep.
And the universe will open up.
And you'll naturally outgrow. You'll naturally outgrow it, and opportunities will come up. And then it's really just then using your intuition to keep an eye on what offers opportunities come around.
Yes. Yeah. Just keep open to it. Don't expect the job itself to promote you.
Yeah.
Expect the universe to promote you. So.
Okay.
All right.
Where are we? Keep going. My husband has bad pain in his upper thigh. What does that mean?
Again, upper thigh. Front. I'm saying thigh, so it's got to be the front. Left or right is very. We need to know left or right, and because it's thigh, I don't think it's hamstring. If it's the back, it's about past issues. But I'm guessing it's the front because you've said thigh.
Yep.
So again, if it's the whole thigh area, a lot of guilt, but it could be down to the bone, which is resentment build up. If it's the left leg, it's spiritual or female based generally. And if it's the right leg, it's male or physical material based. So we need a little bit more information than that.
Okay. Katie Jane, I constantly feel heavy and flat and I'm exhausted 24/7. What can I do to feel good?
So
you can start by saying that you constantly feel heavy and flat.
So that's part of what I was just saying there is the filters. So first of all, I'd say use the Are They My Feels video, which is on YouTube.
Yep.
So just check if that heaviness and flatness is yours. You could be picking up the feelings of everyone else around you, especially like when we first got to Melbourne a couple of weeks ago. It took me about a week to adjust to having so many people around because we came from the Central Coast. We had the same sort of issues all the time. We moved here and there's all different feelings and we have to use that tool over and over again. Are they my feels? Is that mine? No. Return to sender or get the fuck out, whatever you want to say, Just check that they're yours. And secondly, stop saying I'm exhausted. So there's a feeling of exhaustion. Maybe it's mine, maybe it's not.
That's
That's the subconscious filter.
That's the filter that we're talking about.
That's
a good example of the filter.
At the beginning. So I'm constantly, you say that, so the subconscious mind hears that and it just makes that happen.
It just creates that in their reality.
It might have been that way for a while and it might have actually cleared by now, but you're saying that the subconscious mind hasn't cleared it, so it's making it happen because it's like a neural pathway.
Yeah, you're basically just telling your subconscious mind constantly that you're feeling heavy and flat.
So again, that one it'd be better if you came on live and we could ask you a few questions and find the filters directly. That's one of the filters you've said there. But also a lot of it, I'm guessing, because you're on here, where most of us are very empathetic and we pick up so many people's feelings. So just check, are they your feelings? And so check out our video, Are They My Feels on YouTube. We've got the link on there and we'll go on through our Facebook page on Bequest and you'll find that's a simple way to do it. But again, if you talk to us, someone wants to come on live and talk about those things, we can really nail it down quite quickly.
So Phyllis, seems to be a lot of upper thigh this week, John. So Phyllis has said, wow, interesting. The outside of my left knee has been achy. Also, my left upper thigh and groin and top of hamstring has been really sore for about a week.
So left, you're talking about your leg, which is the spirit, which is your direction, which is your path. It's, what do your legs do? They walk.
Yeah, they walk.
So it's about where you're going. It's about your direction in life. And so the upper thigh is closer to the feeling. So that's like solar plexus, heart area, the groin area. So the foot is down more like the base chakra. The knee is more to do with the solar plexus. The upper leg's more to do with the heart and the upper chakras. And so the achiness is, the heaviness is basically telling you whatever you're thinking about your spiritual direction or about females, yourself or other females around you, which I'm thinking it's more that than spiritual direction, that there's an interference there. But the aching and the pain is trying to tell you that it's not. What you're saying is the problem is actually not a problem. So you have to do this like finances. Yeah, you know, and you're blaming. It feels like you're blaming yourself or blaming another female, which I think it's yourself more.
Yeah,
that feels lighter, and you're just got to stop going there and go, okay, maybe that was true before, maybe it's not true now.
Yeah,
start changing this program. Start asking a question. Stop assuming and saying I've got pain, or it's, you know, it's, there's pain there. Yes, it's, you don't say there's no pain. You say there's pain there, but don't assume automatically it's yours. Is this a message that you're trying to tell me, buddy, that whatever I'm thinking or feeling is not necessarily true? And you'll feel it. It'll dissipate in the moment if that's true. If you ask the body, if you talk with the body and say, is that mine? And it's not, it'll get less painful.
Yeah.
Is what I'm thinking incorrect? Even if I can't work out what I'm thinking, is what I'm thinking or feeling about my direction or about how I'm affecting that, is that incorrect? Is that guilt that I'm taking on that I shouldn't be, that's got to do with everyone else's beliefs? I'm guessing this because you've got left knee, which is about flexibility and about your self-esteem. You've got the groin area, which is more about the heart, or the upper thigh is more about the heart area and the throat area. So it feels like there's just a whole bunch of guilt there about yourself that you don't need, and your body's trying to tell you it's not true.
You know, and this is really core to a lot of our teachings, right? Getting people to ask, you know, in a questioning, in a wonderment way, and not automatically jumping to conclusions, assumptions, presumptions, you know, which we just now call consumption, right? You jump to a consumption that automatically there's a pain there, so there's something wrong. You know, when in fact the pain there could just be your body or your inner child, you know, or a message of some sort, you know, telling you to chill out and relax. You know?
So generally feeling the muscle stuff is guilt, bone stuff is resentment. These are the negative emotions anyway. You know, skin issues are unworthy or inadequate. And then if we relate the chakras to them or the meridians, if you come on, often we have people that'll change pains and that have been long going in a couple of minutes just by finding what they're doing and just letting go of that guilt. I really feel your one's got a lot to do with guilt.
Getting a real itchy nose this session. Someone's got something going on in their nose. All right, Paula. Hello to you both. My left eye underneath, it twitches at odd times of the day. Can you touch?
Yeah. So
can you touch base?
Again, because twitching is muscular, so it's about guilt, about what you're seeing. What you're seeing a female do, and the twitching, and that is telling you to let go of that guilt. So maybe it's what you're seeing yourself do. So
mother,
pay particular attention to your thoughts or feelings just at the moment it twitches. What were you feeling or thinking about just before? So I was feeling like, oh, you suck, you know,
whatever it is, right?
I was feeling like, oh, you're fucking shit at this or something like that. These are things, and then you get the eye will twitch, and if you start catching it each moment, you'll start recognize a pattern of a feeling or a thought that'll be there, and then just go, okay, I don't know if that's true. What if that's not true? What if I'm doing this all right? Or what if that person's not as bad? I don't know that whole picture. I don't know why they're doing it. So it's either about yourself or another female, and it's feeling guilty about what you're seeing, or
just like the sneezing, right?
Yeah, just like the sneezing one. So,
where we work with catching sneezes, where we've maybe have felt that we're someone else has got better attributes or better characteristics or better good points, as we could say, you know. And if you feel a sneeze coming on, you can just say, no, I don't need those good points. I've got many other good points. And most of the time, you can stop that sneeze, right? It's a similar sort of thing with the twitch in the eye. So as John said, try to just remember what you've thought or felt at the times that it starts to itch. In relation to maybe a female and feeling guilty. Okay.
So Heather.
Heather, I have 2 bulging discs on the right side of my neck and heel spurs.
Okay, so the neck generally is about communication issues. The bulging disc, when you say the right side, it'll depend if it's the right side fully, which is generally the side of the body issues are to do with now. It's about speaking your truth. There'll be a build-up of unexpressed things. On the right side, it's going to be doing with the male for sure. It's about not expressing your truth, your feelings, your beliefs, whatever, to a male, your husband, your father, your kid. It's usually the ones that are closest to it. Could be your boss. It's about it's strong male.
My whole right side.
I think a lot of it's the boss. The boss one seems to be really resonating here. Maybe your boss is your husband. I don't know. But it's about expressing your beliefs and your feelings in the now. So it's a build up there, and then also it's worrying about it because that's the bulging disc that relates to the stomach and spleen meridian. So that's causing the compression, which is not holding things up. So you're worrying about and overthinking about expressing your feelings. The heel spurs are, again, related to similar to the same thing. That's you're holding yourself back. Like heel spurs, even the name of it is like, let yourself go. Let yourself start expressing your feelings and communicating your feelings or your truths or your beliefs or whatever they are to the male, and stop worrying about how they'll take it or how they won't take it or what will happen if you say it.
Okay.
And it's a big one. The neck ones, there's so many of us. I worked through 2 years with that. It takes a while. You've got to express a little bit at a time, but it will take the pressure off straight away. It'll start taking the pressure off.
That's right. Okay, Karen Baker. Hello, Karen. Tricky one for you. My ex-hubby's peeing blood. Tests so far say that nothing's wrong. Would love your take on this, please. And be rest assured, I am taking him for more tests.
Yes. Okay.
I should hope so.
Do not do this without the doctors.
It's one of those things that when a guy sees blood coming out of that area, he's a bit freaked out.
Yeah. So,
leaking blood.
Generally, bleeding is going to do, like, say, bleeding noses, for example, which one of my daughters in particular used to get a lot. It's pressurizing yourself. It's putting so much pressure on yourself that you burst a blood vessel, right? So he's pressurizing himself, and he's pressurizing himself down in the prostate area, which was to do with the urine and stuff like that. So on an energetic level, he's pressurizing himself and pushing himself too much to express his feelings or not express his feelings, or it can be either way. He's pushing himself too much to express them or pushing himself too much to hold them back. Either one, and it's causing pressure that's going to burst little blood vessels or whatever and cause blood to come out. That's the energetic side. So really touch you on that one and make sure he takes every test from the doctors.
It feels like maybe he's pushing them too much.
There's a lot of pushing. There's a lot of pushing there in that area. He's trying to push his feelings, and maybe that's because the family or the work situation, someone around him, maybe he's in this new age world where men's got to fucking show their feelings all the time or something, and he doesn't particularly want to. It's like each of us has a different level of how much we want to show our feelings. So it's like there shouldn't be one standard for everyone. So, but it's definitely a lot of pushing, and it's the pressurizing yourself, which will cause little blood vessels to burst because it pushes on that system.
Tanya's car overheated randomly last week too.
Okay. So again, I wouldn't, if it's one off, if it overheats again and again and they fix it, that's when we sort of look at it as a more continual thing. But one offs, there are mechanical things need maintenance and things do go wrong. Upkeep. So this is more reoccurring problems when it comes to cars and that. So
here's another one, which for Denise, which sort of feels like filters to start with. But I never seem to be able to retain employment. It happens again and again.
That might be true, and that might be not necessarily a bad thing. It's you're just judging it as a bad thing because other people can do it. As infinite beings, the bigger our path is, the more our path is in life, the more things we've got to experience. So first of all, check if there's going to be a filter there. I never seem to be able to. So there's already a filter there saying that you should retain employment. The other thing is what you're probably doing and experiencing is the same as I did for many years, and that's just shooting too low. You go, I haven't got the qualifications for this and that. It's just like, so what if you haven't got the qualifications? Go and be a brain surgeon. Say, look, I haven't got the qualifications, but hey, give me someone I'll do a test run on. And I'm joking here, by the way, people. Don't do this with brain surgery, but push yourself. You can qualify yourself through practical applications. You can go in and get a job that seems to be above your criteria, just by saying, hey, give me a go, I'll prove myself, I'll work for free for 2 weeks. If I can't do it, then
if it's one thing that we've learned in the last 6 to 12 months is that a lot of people don't ask for anything big enough. They'll ask for something, but they're still kind of within that comfort zone or whatever. What you're seeking is too small. So maybe so maybe with take a step back and go, okay, well, if there was no limits, what job would I love to do? And go for that. Okay.
And just don't worry about the qualifications. Don't worry about what you haven't got and everything else.
Go
in there and say, hey, look, I haven't got the qualifications, but give me a go. I bet you I could do this better than anyone.
I switched from, many years ago when I was in my late teens, I switched from welding, ball making into computers and IT. I had no experience, but I had a determination, and I don't know, just a knowing that this is what I loved doing at that time, and that's what I wanted to do. So I made it happen. You know?
So Rachel's just asking, where can she learn more about this stuff? Look, I've got 25 years experience here. We have got free videos on YouTube, which is in the links at the top there, I think.
If you're in Melbourne, you can come along to one of our meetups every week.
If you're in Melbourne, we're doing the live classes in the group, the workshops. But we'll be putting more free videos on. We'll be teaching more of this stuff. There's I'm using 5-6 different mediums here to blend all these things. One of the simple ones is there's a book called The Body is the Barometer of the Soul by Annette Noontil. That was a book that I got a lot of this basics from. It's similar to Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life, but it's much more specific. It doesn't go into the affirmations and stuff as much. It just goes into what the details are, and you work out your own affirmations from that. And then you use intuition, and I use Chinese medicine, meridians, and chakras on top of that stuff as well. But at the end of the day, it's just all simply using your intuition. Does it feel light? Does it feel heavy?
Yeah. Thanks, Lorna, for the plug. Yeah, definitely. If you want to come on for a chat, come on for a chat. We had one with Lorna before, and rocked her world, I dare say. So it is a lot more fun to have someone to actually talk to, rather than just do smaller questions.
When you see it, and we've had people clear pains in seconds that they've had for ages, just by seeing what the emotion or what the mental filter is, or something like that. So there's always people that'll just clear stuff like that, and that's what makes it fun and inspires other people. We've got plenty of free videos on our Facebook page, on our BQuest Facebook page, so you can check them out on some of the other readings. We are doing offers at the moment because we've relocated to Melbourne, so we're doing 50% off our readings at the moment for anyone who wants to get 20 minutes or half an hour readings. They're 75 or 150.
Yeah, cool. So Addie's come back. She said, I did ballet in my early 20s when I stopped to put weight on and had weight issues, and I'm trying to overcome my distortion of what a healthy body actually looks like. I fluctuated my weight like a yo-yo, haven't been able to reach a healthy weight. Any advice on healthy filters and being able to get back to having the best body I can?
So it's the unhealthy filters you got that's the problem, Addie, not the healthy filters.
Not the healthy filters.
Get rid of the unhealthy filters. Like, there is a perfect body weight.
Come on for a chat.
There is one of the things that the body weight, one of the books that we're going to be doing, which is conscious body shaping. Weight has 3 main issues. One is you're telling yourself on a filters level you haven't got enough, or you're not good enough. There's some subconscious programming that's going on that you haven't got enough time, you haven't got enough space, you haven't got enough money, or haven't got enough energy, or you're not doing something. So then the body, the subconscious mind, hears haven't got enough for a healthy body. It holds on to everything and it retains it, and it will retain every bit of water and fluid, and so you can start reprogramming that by going, I think I haven't got enough space, but maybe I have. Maybe I have got enough time, or maybe I have got enough money, or maybe I don't need to be a certain weight. Maybe this is my body trying to tell me to let that shit go. If I can. But again, that will be a little bit more specific. I'm sure you've got 2 or 3. I could tell by that what you just said there, Addie. There's a couple of direct filters you've got about perfect body weight and all that bullshit. And the fact that you used to do the ballet, this was the one with the plancher fente.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Flat foot. You need to be active like that. Your body obviously loves the ballet, loves that active work. So it doesn't necessarily mean get back into ballet, but do some sort of dance and go and do jazz aerobics or something. I don't know what they fucking do these days, but do something that's active, that's playful for your body. That's going to make your body drop weight like you wouldn't believe. The body loves to play.
We were just having this conversation today, right? It's like, okay, what do you want to do? Okay, I want a healthy body. All right. What can you do now? You said you love ballet. Go do ballet. You don't need to lose weight to
Just
do
do
ballet.
ballet in your lounge room.
Yeah, I'm not saying go and do classes,
No.
but put it on YouTube, or just start doing it. And
Put
then
headphones on if you've got people in the house.
Yeah.
Wait till they go to bed.
Go
Put
into
your
your
headphones on
bedroom.
and do some ballet in the
Like,
lounge room.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you kind of feel like you're waiting to get to a healthy body to then maybe do ballet, but then you haven't quite got your healthy body, so then you're not doing ballet, which kind of feels like it's something that you love doing, but you're then not you're not doing it. You're not doing
But
something.
if you've done ballet, you love to dance.
See my point?
Your body really loves to move. Like I did parkour in the early days and stuff like that, and my body just really loves that. So when I go to the gym now, I can't do any of the conventional stuff. I've got to do weird shit that freaks people out. But, you
got to wear jeans.
I wear jeans and polo shirt and go barefoot, look a hippie, and I bounce balls above my head on the trampoline that freak people out apparently.
Yeah.
But that pushed their buttons, but it also pushed mine, and all of a sudden, my chest and my pec muscles have popped out.
Your pest muscles.
My pest muscles, pissing people off. My pissing people off muscles. By being annoying.
Oh.
It's all right when you're 6'2". You can be annoying because I don't say nothing to you.
Yeah.
It's
like Steven Seagal. All right, back to the show, John.
Yes,
we digress. Lorraine, what are your thoughts on gallstones and gallbladder?
Yes, that's a build-up of acidic thoughts. So in the gallbladder is the yin partner to liver. So liver and gallbladder, they're the biggest, most powerful meridians in the body.
Yeah.
And they call it liver because the liver is the negative emotion that gets stored up there is anger. So there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of acidic, angry thoughts or feelings that will cause gallstones. And so one of the simple things, if you want to get rid of them, it's really not a fun thing to do, but you can get rid of the gallstones very quickly if you just want to drink a half a litre of extra virgin olive oil. Just scull that bottle down. You'll pass them in about an hour or two.
That's a no. That's a no from me.
Not much fun, but it gets rid of it really quick. It'll get the stones out anyway. But you really want to change the thoughts and the feelings. There's a lot of anger, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's yours. You're probably picking up the anger of all the people around you, and being yourself sometimes just pisses people off. You just can't help it. It's like, but that's not your problem. So there's a lot of because it's like an acid buildup. It's a pH imbalance, and you do have to look at diet a bit. And I said there is easy solutions to clear it out quickly. Lemon water, or just go for the hardcore one and drink a half a litre of olive oil. It'll get those buggers out real quick. But they'll keep coming back if you don't change the thoughts and feelings. So the liver is the general. It directs our lives. So when we get pissed off, the liver and gallbladder meridian, that reverses our chi in our body. That's when we sit forward and we lean forward and it pushes the chi the other way. So it really moves stuff around the body quite a lot. It's a very, very important meridian. And anger is the negative emotion to it. When it's in balance, the opposite is generosity. So if you're a liver meridian like I am, if that's your primary one, then you've got to look at your anger because that's the one.
Then he's an angry son of a bitch.
So if I get a little bit out of balance, my anger will come out and the road rage will come out. And
that's when I run to the den.
But if you're a kidney meridian, which is fear, the people are very skittish in that when they get out of balance, when their meridian gets out of balance. So the different meridians have different emotions based on them.
Cool. Thanks, Lorraine.
Okay.
Alrighty. Hang on, there was one up here I saw. I think I'm not too sure, but Emma Darcy, intracranial hypertension, which is too much pressure on my brain. You got anything on that one?
Yeah, look, that's pushing. Again, this will be a lot related to the liver meridian. You've got a lot of fight or flight going on. You've got the body will be. You'll be
sit back, relax.
Yeah, this is a sit back, relax.
Sit back, relax.
Sit back.
Sit
so the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. One's the rest and digest. The other one's the fight or flight, or rest and relax. So one of the things you do is actually lean back past vertical to get rest and digest or rest and relax in. So if you just lean back past vertical and do some deep breathing, breathe into the heart, breathe into the belly. You've got I'm pretty much sure you've got the anger and that going. The liver meridian pushes the meridians back the other way. They're supposed to flow naturally up the front of the body and down the back. And so when we get into fight or flight, when we get angry, it reverses it to make us strong. But that also keeps the pressure. It doesn't allow the blood to drop out of the head.
Yeah.
It's like, I learned this one.
I had a bout of it too, right? About 6 months ago, all on the left side.
I learned this one on my motorbike accidents in my early days. I realized I can't ride street bikes and get angry. Cruisers and that, Harleys are fine, but no street bikes, because on Harleys, you've got to lean back. You can't stay angry for some reason when you're leaning back. It's so this is a fight or flight thing. This is a breathing technique into the belly. Just leaning back past vertical on your chair, just a little bit past vertical. Just lean back, breathe into the belly, relax into the heart, relax into the heart.
Yeah.
There's 3 major energy centers. So the top 3 chakras we call the mother, the holy mother, the holy
divine mother,
the divine feminine. The lower 3 chakras we call the soul or divine child, and the heart chakra is the divine masculine. And if we can get a blend of the 3 of these and get them to sit into the heart, it gets scary at first because the heart's very powerful. And when the 3 of them can come and blend in, the lower 3 chakras as one come up to the heart, which is the soul, the inner child, and the top 3, which is the divine feminine, the wisdom, comes down and anchors itself into the heart with the divine masculine. It's very powerful, but it's slowly to do that. It's relaxed because it'll, as soon as you start dropping into the heart is fearless and it's going to take you straight into your fears. That's what we get scared about. It's it just wants to take us straight away to anything we're scared of.
And when we say breathe into your belly, you can just visualize the breath that you're breathing in is going down.
Yeah.
Past your heart, down into your belly. Shut up, you. Yeah, right. That's a bounce back on me.
He's choking on these ones.
Yeah,
Judging himself for not doing it.
Judging myself for not doing what I just explained to you to do there, Emma. Thanks very much.
And also what you said at the group on Thursday night, another really good tip that you gave them, use a command word.
The commands. Yeah. So similar to talk, I guess it's talking to your body, but it's I guess working with your body and coming up with key words that you want to program so that when you're in situations where your mind is racing, you can say a simple keyword or a command and your body knows how to respond when you say that. So for me, when I started doing this, the 2 keywords for me were slow down. So when I'd say, okay, body, when I say slow down, I want you to just start to relax, release all the chemicals and hormones that you need to release to calm yourself down and just drop down and ground yourself. Yeah. So I'd say slow down and then take a deep breath and then let it go down. And then the second word for me was heart space. And what I ask my body to do when I say heart space is to bring, most of my energy and my awareness into my heart and to just sort of open up and clear and balance and center myself there. So I'd say slow down, heart space, and just keep breathing through that down into the belly. And the more I did that, the more quicker I could just drop out of it,
and repeat it.
Repeat
the word. So my one was relax, breathe, in between each breath. Relax, breathe. Relax, breathe. Just keep repeating it slowly. Relax, and you drop in a little bit more each time. But as you can see just then, this stuff we're talking about, we practice it all the time. John's throat action then, when he was judging himself because he's telling you, and he realized he hadn't been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
So he started judging himself. His body told him straight away that he was judging himself for it through that throat, trying to clear his throat. That throat action is a judgment.
Yeah.
But it was a judgment on himself. It wasn't a bad judgment.
Yeah.
It was a bad judgment on him, or his own body or his own soul. But it
welcome.
Wasn't judging somebody else. It's
no,
like,
that's
this
right.
is why, a lot of this stuff, it's quite confronting, but it really starts to free you up very quickly.
Okay. How are we going for time? 15 minutes. All right, cool. How do you work out what your meridian is or whatever it is that it's called?
In Chinese medicine, you can check, if you look at emotional meridians, I think we might have one of the links on our website just for one of the charts, or we're about to put them up there.
I think we're about to put them up.
Yeah. So on the resources part of our website, there'll be charts, but you just look up Chinese meridians, emotions, and there's certain sounds, like there's grunts, there's sounds, there's colors. If you can see colors in skin, so if you'll see if you're a liver meridian like I am, you can see that there's a bit of green tinge to the skin. Or if you're liver, if you're kidney meridian, there's going to be a white, but there's also sounds that you make. People who the heart meridian, if you've got the heart and small intestine, which is the yin and yang, they're the people who laugh a lot inadequately. They'll say something, oh yeah, your mum just died. Or everything they say, they have that sound afterwards.
Yeah.
Or that is right. If you're like a liver meridian, people like myself, and you can tell by their body shape. There's a body shape that goes with it. We groan and grunt a lot. When you get up, there's a lot of groaning. That's the lung meridian. That's the lung and large intestine. They just do and the sighing one is the kidney and bladder. They're the ones that They'll just do a lot of that in between their talking. So these are the basic ways you can tell.
Yeah.
And you've got all of them, right? There's five major meridians. There's a yin and yang of each. You've got all of them, but you do have a primary one. Like you've got, primary star signs and all the rest of it. It's just, you've got one that's like your default one. And you can tell that shapes your body a lot as well.
Okay.
So,
Rachel, I've had a lot of trouble sleeping. I don't get to REM sleep. Do you know what causes that? I had about 9 months.
or there's lots of things that cause that. Digital's a big one.
Yep.
Digital will cause a lot of that. Turn your TVs and that off at least half an hour before you go to sleep. Subconscious shit that you haven't worked out is going to be a massive one for that. You just can't get, your mind can't stop because it's trying to work out all the shit. If you've got really funky dreams, then I'd say there's a lot of subconscious stuff that you just need. Do
you worry a lot at night, like before you go to bed? You could try to tell yourself, everything's going to work out tomorrow. Everything will be fine tomorrow. I'll know what I need to know. I know the answer to that tomorrow, and go to sleep that way.
Yeah. Look, Rachel, there's probably at least a dozen things I could tell you that can cause that.
Yeah.
So that's one that, again, that we'd have to get the person to come on and just ask a few questions.
People don't like coming on, though. No. I think they're a bit scared.
They're a bit scared.
Maybe they feel intimidated.
It's quite fun. Ask Lorna. She's on here. Look at the videos that we did on our Facebook page.
We have some videos that, we recorded sessions when we were doing some promos, so you can kind of get a feel for what we do.
Yes.
During the intuitive sessions.
If you want a personal reading, just go and have a look at the ones we've already done. Thank you to Lorna and a few others who volunteered to leave their ones up live, so you can see what the readings are, what they involve. They're not too intimidating. They're quite funny most of the time. You do have to deal with your shit. But we try and make it in a fun way as much as possible.
We do try to make fun.
John choke on his own judgment.
We do try to have fun making fun of you.
And making fun of ourselves while we go. And it brings our issues up too, which we have to deal with. So I do like to practice what I preach as much as possible.
Tara, post another question. I'm pretty sure I've read a couple of yours, but I can't. I think they're a little bit too vague, though.
Need a bit more
detail, please. I haven't been ignoring you. I've seen them. I've just been trying to get through the gazillion comments that we get on these things. It's hard to keep up sometimes.
Tara, so give us something specific, Tara, if you can.
Okay. What can I do to move on from a relationship? We've been sitting at very different vibrations for a while now. Sarah Bodie. Sarah Bodie, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, you've got to move on inside. You've got to, it's going to be filters. It's nearly always filters. There'll be a half dozen filters you've got, I won't get one as good or this and that. And these filters are almost become not talk we say anymore. They're feelings we have.
Yeah.
So we'd have to really find your filters on that one. So we'd have to have a chat with you, find out what filters you've created about this person or about yourself in relationship. And this is why we talk to people. We have a bit of chat with them. Then we can hear these words, and these words come out that show you where the filters are. I won't find this and I won't find that. So this is why, if you look at, as I said, if you look at some of the other videos we've got up on our Facebook page, on the BQuest page, it'll show you some of that stuff already. Yeah. And we've got the other filters. We haven't got the filters one on.
No, we haven't done filters yet because every time we go to try to do them, we get smashed with them that week. Every time. Wow, so there's a filter right there. Every time we go to do it, we get smashed with them.
So he just did a filter.
I just did a filter.
That's why we haven't got the video. It's all your fault.
It's all my fault. Fuck you.
I blame you.
You and your filter. All right. Tara, we don't really normally do blanket need guidance, made a major relationship decision. Am I on the right path?
Yeah,
it's not kind of what we do.
Not kind of what we do here anyway. It's that's more personal readings and stuff. This is more intuitive guidance, trying to get people to work with their own intuition. Yeah. And so this is what we do with more specific
parts
questions.
of it feel light, but we really need to have a one-on-one session to understand it in more detail.
So major relationship?
Major relationship decision, and she wants to know if she's on the right path.
So it's just got to go with the number one tool, the inner guru.
Yeah.
Does it feel light or does it feel heavy? Right.
I think for me, it's the fact you made the decision, that part of it, that you have made this choice, whatever that choice is. Yeah. That part for me feels like that was a good thing for you to do.
Yeah. Making decisions, making choices. Just make sure the event, go with them for a while and give them a good run before you skip out. If you're somebody that keeps making decisions and doesn't run with them long enough, that's a bad thing. If you're somebody that doesn't go and overthinks them, then that's also a bad thing. So, but give your decision a bit of a go. If you've made a decision, go with it. You know,
Yeah.
it takes a bit of a risk, but nothing
So
really changes without taking some sort of risk.
Paula, back to the can't getting to sleep. Maybe rephrase that to, it seems like I can't get to sleep unless I have an iPad. You know, maybe I can get to sleep on the, you know, without having a tablet by my side or whatnot.
Yeah.
Because again, you're just creating more filters. And
No, is that? Oh,
this is Paula. She's come back.
she can't get to sleep unless it's with tablets. So
Yeah.
she's talking about the medicine as well.
Oh, wait, and an
pills,
iPad.
iPad and sleeping pills.
Oh, okay, right.
So those two things are working in conjunction with each other and becoming a dependency. So the overstimulation from the digital stuff, which again, there's you know, it's going to take a bit of reprogramming to do that. The tablets, you've got to look at, this is there's probably going to be a few easy solutions to that.
Yeah.
But there's a whole bunch of other questions I'd have to ask you. That sounds like there's some shit you're doing in your life that you don't want to be doing, which is your job or your relationship or something else.
Yeah.
Which is what you're needing to zone out from. That's you.
We do offer one-on-one sessions, guys. I think we've got a special at the moment for our moving to Melbourne, so 50% off. So $75 for half an hour, $150 for an hour. And we do a similar sort of webinar style or web conference style.
You can look at some of the other ones we did on the Facebook
so,
page.
You know, there's a lot of people here that we feel we can help. You guys have got a lot of, you know, asking the right questions, but sometimes it's easier for us to have that half an hour session.
There's not like some of these questions are pretty big, and we've got to dig into the subconscious program. We've got to dig into the. There'll be many things that one will trigger the other. And if we find a trigger one, it can change so many things, like a domino effect. It can change so many things.
Go check out
it does take a bit of exploration.
Yeah, sorry, John. Go check out the intuitive guidance sessions that we've recorded from some of our other customers, Lorna included. And you'll see you'll see the change. You know, you can even talk to Lorna and see how, you know, what she got out of it, you know. And yeah, if you're interested, book a session with us.
Yeah. So Tara, what did Tara have there? She had the relationship.
The relationship one.
Yeah. So the Reiki, and that's going to bring up a lot of those issues anyway, Tara. Yeah. So if you're doing a lot of Reiki, you're doing a lot of energy work, it's going to bring everything up to the surface that needs to be moved on. So I would say yes. Yeah. If you're doing the Reiki, then move on, make the decision, and get moving, because it's going to, when you do this energy work, it brings everything to the surface that needs to be. So it's like it's you know, what we call the healing crisis. Back in the day, we used to call it the healing crisis. So you start doing this work, and it seems like everything gets worse for a while. And it does, because it's like stirring up all the mud that's been down there, and it's all got to come to the surface to be cleared off. You've just got to keep doing the work, keep working through it, keep doing more and more, but go with the changes, go with the guidance, go with those decisions. If you're doing the Reiki, it can be hard. You can go through it it can take, you know, a year or two sometimes to clear the muck. And that's when you've got to rely on intuition. That's when if you look at the tools, listening to your inner guru, it feels light. I don't know why, but, you know, just keep going with it, because it's you know, you're inside your body it's like the whole universe. And once you stir this stuff up, it can bring a lot of murk up to the surface to be cleared.
All right.
So we're getting close to the
end now. Rebecca O'Brien, I'm getting pain in my right knee and eye pain, blurry vision.
Right knee is going to be male issues or physical direction issues. And the knee has got to do with the solar plexus, and it's got to do with flexibility. So the pain in the knee is you're not being flexible enough, and it's in the self-esteem, it's in the solar plexus area. So it's got to do with your personal self-esteem, your personal willpower, and you're probably letting a male affect that, or you're not being flexible enough and judging a male. Either way, it can be the male's affecting it, or you're judging the male and you're resisting that. So it's about being flexible. It's about working on your self-esteem, being flexible with the male, so it could be flexible in telling them to piss off, or it could be flexible in not stop telling them to piss off, you know. It can be either way, but it's always generally about flexibility, and it's about personal willpower, self-esteem. So you've either got to be more flexible and in telling them to back off, or more flexible in backing off yourself and giving them their say. So I'm guessing it's a husband, a son, or a father, or a boss that it's going to be related to. Because
the eye pain, blurry visions.
The eye pain, that was the right side too.
I believe so.
Was again, this is you don't like what you're seeing.
Yeah.
The eye pain is the pain's telling you you're judging what you're seeing. You're saying that the male or the males are doing the wrong thing or they're doing a bad thing.
Yeah.
That's the judgment, and the pain's trying to tell you, stop saying that. You don't know the whole picture. You don't know. None of us know what anyone's whole picture is.
It's just separated from her husband.
Yeah. So you're judging.
Definitely.
Yeah. If you just separate it, then you're judging all that, and people. When we separate, we've got to disconnect from the chakras for starters, and for most of us, that even the nicest people, to pull those cords out of the chakras causes us to fight. It causes us to argue and say shit that we don't want to say, because it's the only way we can detach sometimes.
Yeah.
We've got to go through that, and we say shit that we don't want to say. So you're judging in the moment, and it's like you got to take in, think of it for 5 years. Think of it for 5 years in the future. All right? Stop thinking about it in the moment. Stop judging it that he's doing bad or he's doing the wrong thing, or you are. Don't judge either way. Just go, okay, he's got to do his thing. I've got to do mine.
Yeah.
When the dust settles, the Gambler is a song I use for that one. Don't count your money while you're sitting at the table.
And I know it's easy to say, particularly if it's fresh, but ask yourself, am I going to be worrying about this in a year's time?
Yeah.
No. Okay. So why am I worrying about it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not going to be worrying about it in a year's time, and I shouldn't be worrying about it now. How would I approach that situation then?
Yeah. And stop judging and trying to work it out and trying to say what he is or isn't doing, because you fucking split up.
Yeah.
The reason you split up is because you can't agree, right?
Yeah.
So stop trying to get to agree after you split up. This is what people do. We couldn't fucking agree when we're together. And I'm speaking from experience here. I've had quite a few exes.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree when we're together. What makes you think we're going to agree when we're apart?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have to agree to disagree. That's what we have to agree to.
Yeah.
Agree to disagree.
So
agree that we have different points of view.
Yeah. I find for me, when I look at it in that way, it's like, okay, in a year's time, is this going to be a bother? No.
Yeah.
Okay. So why am I bothering about it now?
And then you're probably seeing everyone else and hearing everyone else's opinions, other males, your fathers or the people at work, and they're telling you he's bad or he's just let all that go.
Let all go.
Nobody's opinion matters.
Solitude.
Nobody's opinion matters because nobody knows the whole story. You don't even know the whole story.
Yeah.
We don't even know the whole story about ourselves. We can't pick up all the subconscious programming. So you're seeing all this and you're hearing this, and the pain is trying to say, whatever you're seeing, whatever you're being told, it's a lie. The pain is there for the intuition. The body brings up the pain to go, stop looking at it like that. Stop seeing it like that.
Yeah.
It's telling you that what you're
it's
not necessarily what you're seeing, but how you're judging it, what you think that is.
Yeah.
That it's right or wrong, that it's good or bad. That's the part that you've got to drop.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not up to you to decide. It's up to the universe. It's like, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, as they say. So it's, this is, and it's tough. You've said you've just separated, You've got to allow yourself, it's going to take a little while for the dust to settle.
Yep.
It's like, but that's the body will tell you these things. So,
Alrighty.
All right.
So this week on Thursday night, for those of you that are in Melbourne, get along to East Melbourne Library, jump on Meetup. We have a Meetup group, I should say.
The link's on our Facebook page.
Yeah, the link's on our Facebook page. So come along. It's $25 per person to come for a couple of hours.
2-hour workshop.
We do various things, lots of divine masculine, divine feminine, oneness integration.
Yep.
And we talk about some of the tools and how you can integrate those in your lives and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
We had our first one last week. It was a mad success. We had so much fun with it, and we're looking forward to this week. So if you're in Melbourne, come along.
And it's cheap. It's $25 for 2 hours. You get face to face.
You get access to John and John.
Anyone that wants to do any readings with us.
Energy healings. Yeah, we're
energy healing.
Doing a bit more energy healing work.
We're doing them as well. Entity clearings and stuff like that.
Yep.
Just started redoing all of that again. So we can do them distant or face to face.
Yep.
So check out our Facebook page. Join us again next week.
Until next time.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.